Joining me now is Congressman Ted Lieu of California. Congressman Lieu, it is great to have you. What a week in U.S. military relations, civilian military relations in this country. I think a lot of people who are watching this, and certainly in my lifetime, they're disturbed by what we have seen emerge as the relationship between the commander-in-chief and the armed forces of this country.
Thank you, Ayman, for your question. I previously served on active duty, and one of the reasons we have the greatest military in the world is because before anyone could become a member of the military, we all had to take an oath. And that oath was not to the president or to the national anthem or to a political party. It was to the Constitution of the United States. And I'm pleased to see so many military leaders now honor that oath and push back against the president who's asking the military to take unconstitutional actions and to engage in partisan activity. And that should never happen.
What has been the most troubling concern for you about the relationship over the past 3 years between President Trump and the military? There's so many aspects and there's so many threads as to the relationship. Is it the way he talks about the military? Is it the way he basks in the glory of the military? The way he refers to generals as my generals? Or is it more recently the actual actions that we've seen the military take and now subsequently apologize for?
It is all of the above, and now you're seeing a breaking point where members of senior leadership in the military are recoiling at what Donald Trump is doing to try to pervert the military to his own uses. He views the military as his own private army. That's not what the military is. The military is here to defend the United States of America, and it's not to be used for domestic purposes. And that's why you see a lot of pushback. Americans are not the enemy. We should not be calling in active duty troops to go against American protesters. And you see now the military recoiling at what Donald Trump wants them to do.
Yeah, and to that point, I want to read you just a quick excerpt from a letter that was written by the West Point, or to the West Point class of 2020 from fellow members of the Long Gray Line. It says, sadly, the government has threatened to use the Army in which you serve as a weapon against fellow Americans engaging in these legitimate protests. Worse, military leaders who took the same oath you take today have participated in politically charged events. The principle of civilian control is central to the military profession, but that principle does not imply blind obedience. I want to focus in on that part, which is those that are part of the military or who were part of the military or who were graduates of West Point serving in the administration, most notably right now, somebody like the Defense Secretary, Mark Esper. How would you say he has handled his position since becoming the Secretary of Defense and that relationship with the president?
Secretary Esper has been disappointing. He has not stood up to the president the way that he should. Not only is he the Secretary of Defense, but he previously served in the military. He understands the oath he took. Just a simple example. Congress members Ruben Gallego, Anthony Brown, and I wrote a letter to Secretary Esper asking him to ban public displays of the Confederate flag at the Department of Defense. The Navy has done it. The Marines have done it. We don't know why he hasn't done it yet for the DOD. And that's just one simple example where he's unwilling to go against the President of the United States, even though it's the right thing to do.